I'm back in London and I'm here today in the fantastic Hairdresser business school and salon next door. Today we have a big photo shoot going on behind us, but I'm going to be talking in a few minutes to the fantastic Mr. Desmond Murray. Just a little bit about him. He's a multi-award winning guy, 3-time Black Beauty and Wall Stylist of the Year, Men's Hairdresser of the Year. He has won numerous awards for his photographic work that he does, absolutely phenomenal. An International Artist of the Year. There's just too much to even mention. This guy is freaking awesome and I cannot wait to meet him. Come on, let's go! Hi Des, how are you? Thank you so much for this today. How are you?
Yes, I'm very good. As you can see, we've been doing a shoot. And today's the second day, so halfway through, we've done some amazing things yesterday.
Amazing things.
So very excited, and I'm very excited for today as well. Also, we've got a winner that we're shooting today of the competition, so we've got a big long day, but I'm very, very excited.
Very excited. The work going on inside is absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. You're a big idol of mine.
Am I?
Yeah. I was really looking forward to this. Tell me about the little days. Growing up.
Okay, I am the only son, and my parents from the Caribbean, and mum and dad met in Warsaw, it's on the outskirts of Birmingham, and they got together and then they produced me. You know, I often say to my mum and dad, well, fortunately my dad's no longer here, but I always say to my mum, she lives in the Caribbean now, and we sit down, and one of the best things is she kind of does all the cooking and stuff, and kind of we sit down and we watch The Bold and the Beautiful, that sort of thing. And we sit down together and watch Bold and the Beautiful. And 8 o'clock, watch Bold and the Beautiful. And it's the best thing in my life. Anyway, I often say to her, Mom, I was a mistake, wasn't it?
Oh no, Dave!
no, it's fine. Because I said, but Mom, I'm not bad though. I'm all right, mistake, aren't I? I did do all right. We just sit down, we laugh about it. But we have that kind of banter. I'm very lucky in the fact that when I was a little kid, when I went to school, I was a really happy little kid. I loved school, loved the teachers, loved all my friends. But one of the key things I have to pick up on is when I got to my teenage years, I got into athletics. And I used to do cross country a lot. And I used to be part of the cross country team, and I used to run for England as well, junior international.
Yeah, brilliant.
And that was good actually. But what was good about that, through thick and thin, I've always said I've got to finish.
Yeah.
So you might have the stitch, you might have snot coming out of your nose, you might be like halfway dying, you can't feel your fingers, you think, but I block it all out mentally.
Yeah, you keep going.
And I just carry on. And what's really great, that stuck with me through everything, all through my career, that stuck with me. Because when the going gets tough, I think to myself, you know what, Des, I've been through worse than this.
I think that's what successful people do, they keep on going.
And not only that, I think when you get a knockback as well,
you
that makes me even more determined to carry on.
Yeah.
And it's there are certain things that have happened in my life, and I just think, you know what, it doesn't matter because there's always next year. Or I'll go for it next year. Or I'll do that. I'll reinvent myself.
It's the determination. I love that.
Yeah. And it's kind of, you don't take no for an answer.
Yeah.
End of.
Yeah, but everyone that I've met so far, because they've been so successful, it's how they've done it, and because they've just kept on going, and the want and the need, and just keep on at it.
I think the success is measured in different ways, but for me, you always move on to something else. But I think to myself, what if you get to the pinnacle of what you want? Well, go from there.
Yeah, I think you'll always find something. Creative mind.
Hopefully, yes.
Hopefully. Absolutely.
Yeah,
and come here, tell me, when you first started hairdressing, how did you get into it?
Okay, so hairdressing, to keep me out of trouble, my mum sent me to a youth club, and I'm quite a hyperactive little kid, so I'm kind of running, I'm still hyperactive now.
Yeah, I know, I saw the club last night.
But anyway, sent me to a youth club, and that was great, worked at this youth club. While I was there, this girl came up, and this is in Warsaw by the way, this girl came up and says, there's a hairdressing job in Wolverhampton. And then I I actually always ask myself this question in my head. I always say, "There's what have you got to lose?" So I said to myself, when she said, I said, "I don't know anything about hairdresser. I don't want to be a hairdresser." And then I thought to myself, "Well, what to lose?" Anyway, what was really great, got to salon, done the interview. The gentleman that owned the salon says, "Come in on a Saturday. We'll see how you get on, and then we'll take it from there." So went in on the Saturday, done general dog's body stuff, made coffees, bought the towels, to the other shop, and all sorts of shenanigans. While I was there doing the hairdressing, there's a gentleman that worked there. He's from London, and he used to work in a really big salon in London, and he was an amazing hairdresser, and he looked the part, he dressed the part, he loves great music, and he had clients that followed him from all over the world, basically, and he had a waiting list a mile long. And I looked at him and went, "I want to be like you."
Yeah.
So his name's Audley Lahid, and he's still my best friend now. He's working in London, but he's travelled the world and stuff. He's back in London now. Anyway, and I looked at him and went, "I want to be like you," and I stuck to him like glue. And he was my mentor. And he taught me everything, like all the bases of hairdressing. He taught me, but not only that, he just taught me how to grow into a man, really.
Yeah.
But what was really good, the skills, all the basic skills, some of the skills I actually use now. Going back to your question, it's just I'm quite lucky because I had a really good grounding in regards to hairdressing, and not only that, I found from an earlier on in my life, I found my passion. I think once you've got your passion, then the rest is easy.
Yeah.
And to be fair, hairdressing for me, you know, I don't look at it like a job. I don't look at it as making money. I just do it because I love doing it. And also photography as well. And what's really great, it's quite weird because the money comes afterwards.
Yeah. No, I'm nice to talk about your photography.
Yeah.
But the question I want to ask you before we go on to that is, I was talking to Alan yesterday.
Yes.
And he asked me for you to tell me about the 2 weeks in the car.
What?
Yeah.
2 weeks in the car?
The 2 weeks in the car. Did you sleep for 2 weeks
Oh
in
my
the car?
God, Alan! Alan! That is to me all the time. It's like my dad. Oh dear, when Alan! Oh, I don't want that to be public knowledge. But it's kind of out there now, so it's a bit late for that, really.
It's inspiration.
Well, it is. I understand that. Okay, the whole story behind that was when I first moved to London, I had nowhere to live. I didn't know anyone, and I kind of went to work and stuff. And unfortunately, I had nowhere to sleep. So I slept in the car, and I washed at a swimming pool, and that was it, basically. But what was really great about that is the determination and the drive.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter
that you're willing to sleep in a car for 2 weeks.
Well, even I lived in New York for a while, and you go through thick and thin, you know, and you just have to just bite the bullet sometimes and just go for it. And you know, it's just life. It's just part and parcel of life, and that makes you who you are as well. You know,
And does that frustrate you that there's so many people out there that are saying, I want, but not actually willing to sacrifice and to keep on going for it?
Yeah, very good question. On the whole, I get quite a lot of people that say they want to assist and they want to learn, whether it's hair, photography, or even both. And the way I go about getting assistance is the way how determined they are.
Yeah.
So some people, they kind of say they want to assist and then they kind of don't do anything about it. There's other people that want to assist and then they bug me and and then, you know, I kind of give them a chance and stuff. And I'm a really fair person, but I'm quite a hard taskmaster as well. So if you're going to assist, obviously you're there to learn, but also you're there to help as well. And what's important, assistants got to actually be in your mind space, in your head. So they've got to preempt what you want. And I'm willing to teach, but someone's got to be willing to kind of run the extra mile as well.
Yeah.
And I think for me that's what's important. A lot of young guys out there these days, I call it the pop idol kind of thing, where it's kind of they want it now, and they don't want to pay their dues. And the thing is, that's all well and good because that's there for today, but it won't be there for tomorrow because I haven't got that longevity. But the reason why I'm here so far is because I have paid my dues and I have, you know, I've learnt my basic, I've learnt the craft, I've kind of learnt, you know, the foundations.
Yeah.
And from there, you can take the foundations and you can make it your own.
Brilliant.
And I think that's really, really important. And not only that, it's kind of having that determination to, when you're really tired and you've got to get up at 5 in the morning and you just think, oh, I'm really tired, but I've got to do it.
You got to do it.
Like, I mean, I was in Paris the other day doing the Chanel show. Before that, I had to do a shoot in Birmingham. So I woke up, it was a Monday morning, woke up, crack of dawn, I think it was 4 o'clock in the morning. We drove to Birmingham, we'd done the shoot, I left my car in Birmingham with him and all my stuff, got a flight from Birmingham to Paris, woke up at 4 the next morning to do the Chanel show in Paris.
Yeah, like.
And but I was absolutely really, really tired of it.
But you kept on going.
But
it's such an important message to get out there.
And
for
that's what's
people.
important.
Yeah.
And that's what's it's just having that drive.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, they give up the first hurdle.
And I want to talk about London. I want to talk about Milan. I want to talk about Paris. But I want to go back because a little while ago you said you were in New York. I did not know about New York. Tell me about New York.
Yes, of course. I lived in New York for 2 years.
Yeah.
I can't remember a thing about it.
The good old days.
It was unbelievable. I felt like I lived my whole life there actually, but it was all a bit of a dream. But anyway.
How did you get the opportunity to go to New York?
Well, I'd done a hair show. It was when I lived in London. I had the opportunity of going to New York to do a hair show. It's at the New York Coliseum. It was like one of the biggest hair shows in the world. It was kind of one of the first times I had to go on stage as well. Really nerve-wracking. Oh my word, it was so nerve-wracking. But it was a really great experience. And what was amazing, subconsciously I said to myself, you know what, I'm going to be living here at some point in my life.
Really?
Yeah. And then I worked at Vidal Sassoon for a while. Left Vidal Sassoon. Assisted 2 photographers for 2 years. And after that, went to New York for 2 years.
Brilliant.
What was really great about New York, yeah, I've done hair, done photography, done a bit of DJing. What was great though is just everyone in New York, it's kind of this very capitalistic kind of mentality where it's almost dog eat dog.
Yeah.
I came back with a little bit more, I was a bit more business savvy.
Yeah.
And again, you know, one of the things I learnt there was just in those days, I mean, things have changed a lot now, but in those days, customer service was unbelievably amazing. Mm-hmm. Like everything, like anything to do with business, it was just like unbelievably amazing. And really, really good business people. But not only that, they know how to delight or please the customer.
Yeah. About your photography, how you got into it, because it's just, you know, it's a great one to go from the hairdressing into photography.
Yes.
But how did you actually get into the photography at the very start?
Okay, the very start, how it worked. As I said, when I was at Sassoons, I kind of, and it was, I think it was there was a transitional period there actually, because before I went to Sassoons, I was at a company called SNL. And we were based in Harrods, and a gentleman called Harold Leighton was at the forefront of it. And we used to do, like, for that company, we used to do all the shows, all the seminars, we used to do Top Model of the Year, Miss World, etc. So we were responsible for all the shoots and stuff, in-house seminars, shows, etc. I started doing tests with other photographers and stuff, and then I thought to myself, I'd just love to pick up a camera and shoot. And I've done exactly that, and it was absolute crap.
Really? Oh no!
Pictures are out of focus, and it was overexposed and everything. And I just thought, you know what?
Well, who got a graduated Bob right the first time?
Well,
do you know?
That wasn't me. It wasn't me. Do you know what? It's quite funny because there was a moral to this. I have to work really hard at things. It just doesn't, it's not given. Like, there's some hairdressers I look at and they're amazing. Like, I look at someone like Angelo Seminar, I'm like, oh my god, you've had a little bit of that skill. But he does it naturally. I have to work at that, and I have to practice. Anyway, going back to photography, took my pictures and they were really crap, and then I decided, you know what, maybe if I'm going to do photography, maybe I need to learn from someone. And then I went to this photography studio, and they had dogs. 2 photographers was there. One's called Paul Panic, and the other one was called Max Bradley. And I approached both of them again. I said to myself, "What I've got to lose?" I approached both of them and I says, "Guys, if I can do models' hair, will you teach me photography?" And they both said yes.
Brilliant.
So for 2 years, I slept and dreamt photography.
Yeah.
And I won a few photography awards, hair and photography awards for other people. And then I started entering stuff myself. I think I won a Vogue or years ago this was, and kind of stuff like that.
Des, I was looking through some of your images, and you've done an awful lot of work with flowers. They're beautiful on your website, absolutely stunning.
You've done your homework, eh?
Yeah, I have. I've been following you for a long time.
Thank you. I feel very honoured actually.
Yeah.
It's quite weird because I'm quite insular. I'm in my own little bubble and I just get on with it.
Yeah.
And it's so weird when someone like you says, I'm like, oh my god, I feel a bit kind of people do try to take notice.
No, oh my god, they do. A lot of fans in Ireland too. A lot of fans. Yeah.
Cool.
What's your favourite image? Your ultimate favourite image?
It's a hard one actually. To be fair, it's going to sound really bad actually. It's always my last one that I've done, so kind of I always try and better things. Like we've done a shoot yesterday, and oh my god, the last look we done, that was amazing. It was, we were in a little bit of a rush. We had about 10 minutes to get another look together.
Yeah.
Threw her hair up, and but the model was great, and it was just capturing that moment in time, and that was, for me, that's what photography is all about. It's capturing a moment in time, and it was so weird because the right time, the right place, and we just captured that moment.
Yeah.
And that for me is the magic of photography.
No, yeah, brilliant. And Des, finally, because I won't keep you any more of your time, what advice would you give to young people who are thinking about coming into our industry?
I think this industry is changed a lot, and it's got a lot to offer. So if someone wants to work hard, wants to learn, wants to grow as a person, this is probably the right industry for them to be in. But the job satisfaction these days are unbelievable because you can do so much. I do a little bit of session stuff, session meaning I do all the shows and stuff. I do a little bit of editorial magazines as well. So I do all the catwalks, I do London, Paris, Milan. So you can do the session side of things, or you can work in a salon. And even if you work in a salon, you can do loads of different things in the salon. You can be a colourist, a cutter, or you can be both, or you can be a manager, or you can be an art director, or again, you could do films. Again, that's quite.
It's just so wide.
Or you could do hair and makeup.
Yeah.
Or you could be. When I first started, everyone thought I was really silly. You can do hair and photography. But my advice to any young person that wants to go into the industry, as long as you're willing to work hard, the rewards are there to be earned. Education is the key, so you need to keep learning no matter how old you are. You know, it's just it's really just keep that moving. If that stops moving, then you die. There's a little bit of you that dies inside, and that to me makes me get up every day because I'm so excited because I love learning, love life, love what I do.
But the energy even around you and the energy when you're in the room, it's screaming out of you, Des. Listen, come here, thank you so much for today.
Thank you.
It's an absolute pleasure. And
pleasure's all mine. Thank you very much.
Oh.
Cool.